Hey everyone, what's going on? Phoenix here, and I am bringing you another video in my series on gearing up in Asheron's Call. This is part 3, and we're going to go over some weapons. So when you start the game as a new character, you're going to get an academy or starter weapon. I think this is correct. And they are terrible. So you're going to want to immediately, when you're killing monsters, try to find a no-wield weapon. So you're running around Holtburg, getting to level 10 or whatever starter town you like, and then you're going to start the facility hub. So when you're getting to level 10, just make sure you can loot the monsters, find a no-wield weapon. Now, if you're getting power leveled, your friend or whoever's power leveling you can give you a no-wield weapon that they tinker with a rend, and you'll be off to the races right away. So this is more geared towards a person who doesn't have that power leveling help. So once you hit level 10, you're going to get to the facility hub, and there are quite a few good weapons in the facility hub that will help you. So just for this example, I've made a heavy weapons character, and right away, one of the first quests you can do is the Ice Tachi quest, and you're going to get a nice heavy weapon sword that does cold damage and has a property biting strike, which is great. It also has some good item buffs. Now, if you play on Levistrus, there's 4 versions of the Ice Tachi, so it works for every melee class. Finesse, light weapons, and two-hander also have their own version of Ice Tachi on Levistrus. There's some other really good items. If you're an archer, you're going to want to get Lilith's bow. If you're a two-handed character, you're going to want to get the Tetsubo slugger. So there's a bunch of decent upgrades as you go through the facility hub, and you're going to want to look out for the ones for the damage type that you're doing. Now, once you hit level 40 and get out of the facility hub, you're going to want to do the red and gold letters. Same thing we did for the armor. So I also pulled Tibri's Fire Spear. That's another one that's okay from the facility hub for heavy weapons character. But the red letters will give you Amateur Explorer. Got to pump my heavy weapons, apparently. Will give you Amateur Explorer weapons. So these have level 5 item buffs, which is really nice, and they have a slash resistance cleaving. So resistance cleaving is basically a quest weapons version of a rend. And then when you get gold letters, you can get a Seasoned Explorer, which is just a little bit better. It has level 6s. It has some minors on it. So this has minor dual wield, which is basically worthless, but it also has minor heavy weapons aptitude, which is nice. And you're just going to deal some more damage. The next thing you're going to want to go for after you're done with the red and gold letters is your Atlan weapons. So the really nice thing about the Atlan weapons is that you can get 1 Atlan for your class, and then all 4 stones. You're going to want to get them 4 major, so like fire, lightning, acid, and cold stones. And you can just get a stone tool and take those stones out and put in the one that you need for what you're doing. So in the leagues on Levistrus, I've been using these extensively, and I think a lot of people have. They're really nice because you get, this has resistance cleaving electrical. If you get the fire one, it's got resistance cleaving fire. So you've basically got a full set of rends. You get a physical rend from using the Seasoned Explorer in the code, and you get all of the elemental rends just from getting 1 Atlan. And the Atlan can be further upgraded by getting the Blackfire Atlan Stone from the Lady Airfell quest on Airlength Island. And that upgrades it quite nicely to be a 370 wield for a melee weapon. Better damage, better mods, minor bloodthirst, level 7s. I think the other one already had level 7s, but it's got major heavy weapon aptitude. And anyway, it's just a better weapon. The annoying thing about getting to that point is that you need, when you do the stone tool, you have to take 2 stones out because you have to take out the Blackfire stone and the major stone if you want to change the element. So at that point, it would be better to either make more Atlans or, at this point in your journey, you should start to be getting some imbued weapons. Yeah, it's a reason to get imbued weapons because it becomes annoying to use these. But it's still a very nice upgrade to get these. So next, I just wanted to talk about some quest weapons that I think are useful and worth getting as you're progressing along on your weapons journey. So the first thing I have here is the Singularity weapons. Singularity weapons are very good. They're good even into the late game, especially the bow. And they can be... So this is the ultimate Singularity axe, but I don't know why Turbine did this. They didn't change the name. So when you can use a weapon upgrade kit on the highest level Singularity Axe. Okay, I had to quickly pump my heavy weapons again, but you can use a weapon upgrade kit on the Ultimate Singularity weapon to get a different version of the Ultimate Singularity weapon that's even better. So this is the actual best version. The next thing is the Red Runed weapons. So Red Runed weapons are very good. They have, like this one has multi-strike, crushing, blow, biting strike, and resistance, cleaving, piercing, and they're all like that. They're really good for their level. And then finally I have Soulbound here. So these have Ghost Slayer, which is pretty cool, but they also have some other properties like armor cleaving and crushing blow. And one thing I want to note is that even if you're not a mage, it's worth getting the Soulbound staff because it only has a wield, requires level. So anybody can use this, and it has a cast on use war spell. So it's really good if you like are a melee and need to hit something that's far away. You can use this to do that. So from here, you've got your quest weapons. You're ready to move on from there. You're going to want to start building out a set of rended weapons. A rended weapon just functions as if you've vulned the monster. A rend functions based on your skill in that attack skill that you're using. This is a great, so it functions as a vuln for the attack skill that you're using of the property. So this is slash rending, so it's like a level 5, I think, slash vuln on the monster when I attack with this. See, this is why I go to random places when I record these videos, so stuff like this doesn't happen. But a nice cameo for this person. Once you have rended weapons, if you're a melee, you're going to want to build a set of AR weapons. So this is armor rending. At the highest levels of the game, armor rending is better than a regular elemental rend. And the reason is because you can cast a higher level vuln, say a level 8, than a rend is. Like, so when I explained it before for rend, a rend is like a level 5 vuln. So you can cast a level 8 that's already better, and then you can also imperil an armor rend stack, whereas an elemental rend and a vuln do not stack. So that's a very important distinction. And then something else you should know at the end of the game for finding the best weapons is something called over damage. So this sword is over damage 4 because it has epic bloodthirst. So epic bloodthirst increases the damage by 7, and this item is 3 less than max damage, so it becomes over damage 4. Just something to think about when you're finding weapons in the wild. But really, also very important is very good attack and defense mods. If you're not hitting the monster, you're not dealing damage. And if you're having to stop and heal too much because your melee defense mod is too low, you're not dealing damage. So it's all about finding the right balance for the content that you're doing. And then similar to armor rending, if you're a mage, you're going to want to use critical strike or crippling blow wands because you can cast the vuln, and then you'll either crit more or your crits will deal more damage. And the last thing I want to talk about in this video is slayers. So there's 4 slayers that you can get from quests that improve your weapons and can be placed on loot generated items. Undead Slayer, which is here, that's the easiest of them to get. Mukir Slayer, Skeleton Slayer, and a Nekshay Slayer. So Skeleton Slayer you get right here in Graveyard for 50 coins. Nekshay Slayer you get in the Lost City of Neftet for 100 coins. Mukir Slayer is a quest, and Undead Slayer is a quest. So those are the 2 easiest ones. They all have their use. Undead Slayer makes the most sense to put on a fire weapon. Mukir Slayer is good on piercing or bludgeoning, depending on the Mukir. I think both are valid. Skeleton, typically on bludgeon. And a Nekshay Slayer, typically on acid, which is very good for Viridian Rise if you like to do that content. So there's obviously other weapons and other things you can do to improve your weapons, like tinkering them up to increase their damage. But I think that's all I wanted to cover in this video. If you have questions or other things that you think I should cover in this Gearing Up series, please let me know in the comments. I really enjoy making this type of video. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.